Okay, I'm going to pass the mic to these two gentlemen. I just want to set the stage, give you some context. His GQ, former DPD Narcotics and Gang Squad. And then we have Courtney Brown, former Detroit narcotics salesman. So I thought it'd be
consultant, advisor.
I thought it would be interesting. No, but they're both from the same generation. Yeah. Two guys, real Detroiters, who sought economic empowerment in different ways. GQ is a part of the backbone, like my father of Detroit. My father worked for the city 30 years. GQ worked for the city. Without the city workers, there would have been no Detroit.
That's a
you
fact.
guys hold the neighborhoods down and provide the city services.
And back then lived in the neighborhoods, which really brought some stability.
That broke the back when the Republican governor, that was Engler's thing.
Yeah, it was.
When he broke, or whoever the Republican was.
When guys like him was still in the neighborhood, this was a different time.
When they changed the law where you didn't have to live, that's what broke the back of Detroit finally. For real.
Yeah. Right.
So I thought it'd be interesting. Courtney, we did a story, the $100 million block, and you had some run-ins with the guys, the cops at the 5th Precinct who ended up going to prison. Now, you weren't with those guys, but you were working the streets around at that same time.
Yeah,
and I thought it'd be interesting to hear from the perspective of a cop who was a clean cop but a hard cop.
No doubt.
And what you think about what went on. So kind of you can talk about your experiences over there.
Well, yeah, we were just talking off camera. Crazy small world.
So there you go. Yeah. So GQ, Courtney Brown, they're going to talk about the intersection of the police and the street people. But of course, unfortunately, sometimes it's more like a Venn diagram where there's some overlap for some of them, but not for GQ.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Monterey and Dexter in the early 70s and stuff like that. I lived on Linwood and Dexter, Joy Road, Linwood, and Dexter. Too many times in my life for sure, and I was in that pocket. But nevertheless, that I knew it was a vibrant city back in the 70s, and
vibrant neighborhood too, right?
Yeah, that's right. So folks really don't know the history. For those that don't know it, and out the country, Detroit was once the number one city for black ownership for
home ownership in the country.
That's right, but
out of the world, yeah.
That's right.
And businesses, small business.
Absolutely. So the point is this: people like to get high anyway. So it's when people have the money to be able to buy something. It could have been marijuana, it could have been heroin, it could be a whole lot of things, and cocaine and stuff. And cocaine didn't come to after. And no disrespect to Richard Pryor, that's our guy for sure. He made us laugh.
Right.
But he started that freebasing things back in the early '80s, and CB, you know it.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between people who grew up the same. However, everything that's outside of that is not the same.
Well, I agree, and I think what you just said, and it's great to hear it come from a real policeman who's been out here. People gonna get high.
Always.
They was getting high before we came around.
That's right.
They still getting high after we stopped doing what we doing.
No doubt.
But it used to be a kind of code. Like me and Ludin talked to me. I always respected the police.
No doubt you did.
Even when we was doing wrong on French Road.
For real.
We ain't had because y'all had a job to do. It ain't like we didn't know we was doing wrong. Right. Now whether we thought it was wrong, that's different. But we knew we was doing wrong. We knew it was a law. We knew y'all had a job to do. We had a job to do. It was the corruption part that kind of double dipped.
And most often, for sure, oftentimes we didn't grow up to be, because we have to swear to an oath. And I got to be real serious about this, and very candid about this, and transparent about it, because I never really sweared. I swear to protect and to save lives and things of that nature. But sometimes, growing up in the 70s, of course, and getting on that job, I had to respect the powers that govern over me to fit in. So a lot of my ideals and my ideologies didn't really come from what I wanted to project out here in the street, is what I had learned.
So by the 80s, you was on the force?
90s. I came on in the 90s.
So coming from the neighborhood you came up from, I mean, like, that was why you was basically ground zero, headquarters neighborhood of what would become the YBI situation.
Absolutely. 32, 34 Monterey, man.
So the people you grew up with was going to become some of the key figures that would end up becoming a legend.
Hey, they were teenagers, man. I love them. I love them to my life to this day, man. And I know they were out there in the streets. You know, my father was a man. He was a stand-up guy. He drove a cab back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's my father. But, you know, he kept us out of that. But, you know, he always knew that we had it. Oh, yeah, but he knew that let me make this very clear. I could come off the porch. After street lights, I was in the streets. I wasn't like before the street lights come on. What's the song, May God Rest Her Soul?
What's that?
Street lights, only lights I know.
Only
Randy
light-
Crawford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't in the street. I ain't had to go in the house when the light starts.
But how did that affect you? So by the time you get on the force in the 90s, you didn't came up around real guys.
I had a passion for real dudes. Now, like you said back then, it was a code, man. You don't leave your friends behind, man. You know, you stand up, even if you're willing to die for them. I was like that on that police department with my constituents. But you know, we glamored the dope men back then. They real guys, man. I mean, they're human beings. So the point is not trying to be on the other side of the law.
With mamas that you knew.
That's right. Good mamas, man.
Good mamas. I tell people all the time in that neighborhood, man. Them people, most of those guys came from good families, to be honest.
Yeah.
With real caring, loving mamas. A lot of them fathers worked at the plant. The street life overwhelmed them and they got caught up. But it's urban fiction to think that every brother who get caught up in the street because we come from a poverty situation or mama was beating us or that. No, this town, and you know the lifestyle of Detroit, as you were saying, it was a black empowerment city.
It was.
Yeah, so was it when you got on? But definitely by the time you got on there, we had black police chief.
Yes, we did.
Black mayor.
Yes, sir.
Black fire chief.
That's right.
And black guys in the street getting money.
Absolutely.
And I think the rest of the country don't realize what it's like when you are a black man in a city ran by black men.
That's right. So we and I'm here really, and I appreciate you, CB Jr., to allow me to come on here and to coordinate with you and to correlate with you about things. And people think that it's not always us, meaning the police, versus you and street hustlers and stuff like that. We have a 100% admiration for you all because, see, most cops, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but I just got to tell you, man, we kind of model ourselves after the street hustlers.
Hold up. Say that again. What? What exactly? When you say what
we
specific
model
did you model?
ourselves after the street
What component
hustler.
of it? Not
Well, the point is
the
not
crime
saying
side.
trying to be like them, but see, I never really, you know, you come on a job and can't have a felony. That's a no-no. Misdemeanors, they don't like that either. Domestic violence, you got to be squeaky clean. And back in the 70s, and this was an outline to set black folks from getting on the job too. Mm-hmm. Hey, you have to be, and when they did that background check, they went back down and I went to Roosevelt and McCullough. Now come on.
let me keep it a buck too. I've been caught dirty and cops didn't gave me a pass.
No doubt.
It ain't all we draw this picture that no. I mean, I've been caught dirty and cops said, you know what, man? I ain't gonna even jam you up. I'm gonna give you a pass this time. You selling dope. You ain't hurting nobody.
Right.
We ain't doing nothing to no babies. We ain't doing nothing to no old folks.
That's right.
We doing what we doing, but we gonna give you a pass. I don't know if maybe they was busy, didn't feel like doing the paperwork.
That's how I felt too.
Could have been didn't want to do no paperwork. But a lot of it was just a brother like, you know what,
It
man?
was, yeah.
It was a respect level that I don't know. I don't see the interaction. You know what it is though? See, when you can police the neighborhood because you from the community.
Right.
you know who doing what. You know who's a predator in the community, and you know who's a hustler in the community.
That's right.
In fact, one of our favorite shows was The Wire.
The Wire, for sure.
And one of the cops who was a major in The Wire said that, the thing that he hated about this war on drugs is it stopped the police from doing police work.
Right.
Because now you done turned us into an enemy of the people.
Right.
As opposed to, when I was coming up, and seeing, especially in Black City, we know you young, you being a knucklehead, as long as it was somebody who looked like you pulling you over, you like, okay, what they gonna do? They're gonna pour my beer out, they're gonna take my little weed, maybe it was a little pop in the back of the head, but you wasn't going. That didn't happen here, man. That police beating that Rodney, that wasn't. We didn't have that reality, man. Where we, at least back in the 80s and 90s, where we were like really in fear. The police, they was us. You had an auntie who was dating a police officer. Your sister might be dating a police officer. Your cousin might be a police officer. Because people forget that y'all was part of us. We part of y'all. It's the same community.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And the ethnic being black, of course. Sometimes, are you my brother, man?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brother by color. You understand? I've been all around the world. I was in the military for sure, for about 20 years. So I do know I can go anywhere in this world and I see somebody that look like me. Yeah. And no disrespect to no other race, but I'm just saying.
To Alan Bradley, Mr. Prophet.
We're going to
keep it 100.
No disrespect to him at all. He is our brother.
He is our brother, ain't no doubt.
100.
Yeah.
But the point is that you are my brother, man. I don't have no reason to do no harm to you. But I'll just tell you this, on the outside of everything, the police department, where it was constructed, we didn't create it, but we do know back in the way times of beginning of man, there was some law and order. But Benjamin Franklin created the outskirts of the police department in Philadelphia.
Is that right?
Absolutely. And for those who are history buffs, you go on and Google it, and half of us can Google it and find out that he was one. He was a very he's on the $100 bill. Right?
He's on the $100 bill.
right.
Ben Franklin on the C note.
But on the C note. But the point is that's that white man's his consciousness. But I will say this. Hey man, it's been some things that the police department have done, man, all over this country, man, that wasn't always right and geared to against the culture of black folks. I gotta say that, man.
So with that said, and I know
policies though.
Times is changing, right?
Yeah.
Times is changing now. So, and I'm not. So you now you see so many white officers.
Yeah.
Policing still. So maybe the police department now is 50% white again.
It's coming.
Getting there, right?
Yeah, getting there. Right.
But the city's still 80% black.
Yes, sir.
And I just throw it out there. Black men in America still can't police white men.
No.
But white men still police black men.
Right.
And I'm not saying that a white cop can't be a good cop, because some of those cops that gave me a pass was white cops. Right. So I got to clear that up too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a white cop lieutenant caught me dead to right. I had got through the first pat down.
What time of the day? 3:15. He may have.
I was out tricking.
His wife.
I was out tricking. Might have been. But he saw my college ID and shit. And I got through the first pat downs when he did the other pat down in the interrogation room. He found the bag.
In your pocket?
About a half ounce.
Oh.
Half ounce hard. And he had already seen my Michigan State ID.
Not a half ounce of weed.
No, half ounce of yay.
Ooh.
Hard. Hard.
Oof.
I couldn't let you go with that, CB.
See? No, I think he was lieutenant. He was up there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't nobody around.
He probably didn't want to do paperwork either, but go ahead.
Yeah, right. He took the shit.
I think he did. I mean,
he dumped it in the trash.
He appreciated it, though.
He saw. Now, what happened after the trash, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Hey, right.
He didn't flush it. He threw it in the trash can.
Trash can.
Trash can. Right. He said.
So he said it somewhere else.
He said it somewhere
else.
I ain't gonna jam you.
What year was that? I mean, what decade, if you don't mind?
No, it's 80. I can tell you exactly when it was. The end of summer, beginning of fall, 87.
Hey, man.
It could have been.
I was in high school, so.
Okay. But it's been some brothers right there. Dexter Leslie.
Yeah.
Leslie, one block off.
It wasn't Tommy Tinsley, was it? Number 10 was a
10 was who was the ones who were asking them Pep and all them?
Dirty
That was
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Red was giving them the blues.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was giving that.
Gave my father the blues, too. Man. I don't know why. He ain't find a diamond.
3875. Let's fast forward a little bit. By the time you was on the force, me and Al and everybody know my brother. Shout out to Eddie Baby, Real True Street Crimes down in Florida. You know, me and Eddie Baby go back to like pancakes and syrup. His daddy and my daddy go back to the 40s and 50s. Of the but anyway, me and Eddie started the spot there on 3875 French Road. We'd end up hustling there from, even after I left, we opened the spot in 90, and I don't think he closed the spot really till about 2010. 20 years. 20 years. It was like an institution. Yeah. I mean, it was a spot that had some days we did up to 50,000 in a day. It was an institution. It was a.
I heard that. I did. I heard that.
So let me tell you, that Pakistani run when Pops was getting the bag in from Pakistan. That's say from 90. Well, was you working in that area between 92 and 97?
92, I went on the job. I came in 1994, but I came to narcotics in 97.
So we was just ending the. So you would have heard about.
What we heard about,
the numbers we was ringing up.
Oh
on French
man,
Road.
that's about the 38.
75 French Road.
I hadn't hit that number yet.
You've been chasing
playing
that
motherfucker for 30 years. You understand me? I know that motherfucker is in my sleep. But go ahead, man.
And shout out to one of my exes because her name came up in conversation.
There you go.
Shout out to you, Artie, my ex and Eddie's ex.
Could have been my ex.
And it was almost his ex. Crazy small world. She was a stunning woman, though, in her day, was she not? She was a stunning woman in her day.
She was Jennifer Lopez before the
J-
real Jennifer.
Before J-Lo.
She from New York.
She's from, I met her, I brought.
That's the New York girl.
That's the New York girl. I
Did
brought
she
her
stay
from.
here?
She came here for Kevin Bauer. Shout out to the Bauer family. R.I.P. Kevin. Kevin Bauer.
Magnum.
Right, his mom, Darlene. Shout out to her, another Detroit legend.
Bauer. Now I know.
Clarence,
I know who that is.
Yeah. I brought her to New York for a party.
I bet you did.
They delayed the party.
Yeah, I bet you did too.
She saw how
I delayed it too.
She saw how I was going down here in Detroit.
Did she love it?
Never went back to New York.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Ended up dating me for years, ended up dating Eddie. And
I used to call her Divine Brown.
Yeah, wow.
The whole.
So you remember coming on the French Road?
I remember it so well. Yeah. We kept coming on that motherfucker, dude.
So now I gotta ask. I guess we can speak about. You speak about the parts you want. Did you know what Rice and Upshaw and Cartavelli and Cole were doing to us?
You know what? I was assigned to the 5th precinct. That was our precinct, but we were kind of New Jack. We went all over the east side. I didn't give a fuck what the dope was. I'll go west, outside of my homeboys on Dexter. I never wanted to do that. They're my homeboys.
Right, that was gonna be touchy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They know my mom and all. It's just the thing of my loyalty to them. But I not saying I condone that type of shit.
But
down there.
I mean, you real. You grew up with these
Know,
guys.
I didn't never want to raid down there, man. Linwood, Joy Road, Dexter, man, and always almost 12th Street, 14th, down in the Woodward. But to answer your point, man, I stayed away from that. But we went all over the city. But what was interesting in the 5th precinct, St. Jean and Jefferson, I had a lot of informants over there. I mean, really, because that's my assigned precinct. And when we, you get those complaints.
Okay.
Mac Gray.
Mac Gray.
Mac
Bewick.
Yeah, all that, man. Going all the way down.
McClellan.
McClellan, yeah, you go with Herbert and all that. It's going all the way back and all getting farther, all the way down to Warren, I think. Chandler Road. I think that's where the precinct, it was a pretty much big precinct back then for sure. And we had to answer those complaints. Benny Napoleon, may God rest his soul, that's my homeboy. Our homeboy, Dice. We love him to death.
Shout out to Benny.
Yep.
R.I.P.
And he going in good chief. One
Good
of the
man.
best.
Good.
Right.
A lot of family friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So,
A lot of good
yeah,
for the
and a
city.
good guy, man,
Good
for
guy.
sure. But he just wanted to stop the violence, man. You know, he really didn't. The drug part. He really
He was
didn't-
real with it.
Yeah, he like, hey man, people gonna sell their stuff like that. Don't be so hard on that. But
That violence.
it's a quality of life that we have to enforce.
Yeah.
I say, CB, hey man, look here. I know what you're doing. I may not catch you all the time. Miss Johnson live right next door to you, man.
So now,
Getting back to Rodney Rice.
but on how we had the longevity, you wasn't gonna do no purse snatching, no old folks not on our block.
Yeah, not right.
We was from a different
Good
school.
job, yeah.
I don't care if the crew working, if I'm on the block, if Eddie on the block, or any of our workers. If you see that old lady struggling with her groceries, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna help her with her groceries.
Right.
And we're gonna cut the line, even if somebody that fell off. Cause I don't understand. I guess we done somehow lost. We want to be the only people breaking the law on the block.
No doubt.
If you doing crazy shit and this violent shit, that bring unwarranted attention.
And see, oftentimes that I would go to the community meetings and I'll find out who, through the sources, who was the main guy, and I won't mention main guys. I would go to them and say, hey, look here, man, no violence, man. And look here, that's your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your niece and nephew. Hey, man, all that violence and the quality of life, man, I know you want to sell your little things like that. I can't stop because alcohol, and cops are big drinkers. I ain't trying to be funny now.
It's totally the fact.
Hey, man, look here, and that kills you. Yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
it'll kill you. So the thing is, people they have the right to do whatever they want to do, in their life. Now that stigma and stuff like that, how people need to be prosecuted about that, it don't have nothing to do with us. Got everything to do with what I'm talking about.
Yeah, other people making them
Right.
decisions.
But getting back to Rodney Rice, man, hey man, I don't condone people stealing no money, man.
Right, so, it's one day we on French Road. I'm in the house. Me and Eddie. He's smoking a blunt. I look out the window because we serve off the porch and back door. I see the police car, scout car, then pulled up right in back of his. He was driving a white Trans Am T-top.
That's his civilian car.
That's his civic.
Yeah.
Okay. And I say, hey man, police out there. I'm freaking out. I'm like, I think we got to get out of here.
No, you don't.
That nigga say, hey man, Junior, just open up the drawer and hand me that bag.
Yeah, relax. Just be
I
cool.
say, man, did I hear what I said? Police outside. He said, damn man, just open up the drawer
A paycheck for
and
him. I
hand
know.
me the bag. He's still smoking his blunt. I'm like, okay, so fuck it. My friend then went crazy. I guess we got to go to jail together.
Nah.
No, he know what time it is. I don't.
Yeah.
I hand him the brown paper bag.
Payola.
He walked right out the porch, right out the front door, right down the steps, across the street. Rice and them rolled down the window. He handed him the paper bag. And he got back. I said, well, what the fuck going on? He said, man, they've been raiding us. Well, how long, Junior? I gave up. He said, Rice and them say, man, we give them 10 a week. We can go 24 hours a day, every day.
That's
They
pretty much
can't-
true.
They can't do nothing about the raid van, but they not gonna give us no static.
Hey man, look here. I didn't like the fact of me not going to, and risking my life to go into that spot.
But yeah,
And
with
for
all
nothing.
with all our booby traps.
Yeah,
and
because sometimes, right, yeah, man, yeah.
steel doors.
And that shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fucked up, man. I just, I know you want to protect, not you, but I know Rodney, I know how that shit works. That's why narcotics always been a centralized unit. We never dealt with the precincts like that. But case in point, I used to have some big raids over there, and the shit, I be coming up short, and throat be dry, get the news out there, and come up with goose eggs. I ain't like that shit, so I would always get on my informants, man, and not saying they were bad guys and all, or women, for sure,
a lot of women.
but you know what I'm saying. But it was dry, and I'm like, what's going on with this Fifth Precinct shit?
It seemed like it got to be a slippery slope. Like they started off with just some shit you could understand, like maybe taking $1 here.
Yeah.
And instead of, they come with the fame, okay, well, your choice. You can give me the shit or you can go to jail.
That's right.
Now,
That's right.
If I was you, I'd say fuck this dope and money and good to go home. Or, okay, we can take the dope and the money down to the precinct. But then it seemed like, I guess, greed got the best. Greed.
It is.
It's a slippery
Yeah.
slope because somehow
That's right.
it went from a little harassment and petty shakedown, that all of a sudden it became
a hustle.
A hustle, yeah. And that's
So-
when it got twisted.
Just like gambling, man. And and Benny Napoleon told me this, man, and I have to keep reading. He was,
hell of a guy.
yeah, he was, man. He said, "Look here, man, I'm gonna put you in narcotics." I wanted to get down there so bad because it is something personal to me, man. My mother used drugs, but not an addict.
Okay.
But my family, some of my family members were addicts.
You can't escape that in this town.
But I just had a really strong dislike for the drug dealer that I didn't know. I know that might sound a little bit different.
I didn't like drug dealers. I don't know either. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
know what I'm saying? But you
I know most of them, thank you.
But you know,
Or
you
do,
sell
back
it
in
to
the
my
day.
family, man. You know, there has to be a sense, even the hustle like that. All money, man. If you know that woman is pregnant, don't sell her no dope, man.
Well,
I think that's wrong.
My thing was, I never want to be the first one to get anybody dope. Now, if I come across you and you already living that life, but you tell me you ain't never got high, no, let somebody else break you in.
Let me ask you this, though.
I don't want to do that. And because I done have my own situations. I wouldn't wish addiction on nobody.
But if they have a child,
Nah, I ain't trying to serve.
that's right, man. There has to be a certain type of moral.
Gotta have a
ethics.
code.
I
Absolutely.
mean, I can't stop you from.
Or you being greedy.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
I can't stop you if you pregnant. I can't stop you from using. I just ain't got to be the one to serve you.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Because you're going to do what you're
You're
going to
gonna
do
do.
when you
Right.
pull off.
Right.
And you're going to call me every other thing but a
Right,
child
right,
of God.
right.
But I can sleep at night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I hold that as a higher threshold. Hustling, we understand about the hustle and shit like that. We do, but when it comes to certain type of things, man, and this come within, I think that's wrong. And
And we used to bag up, and we used to talk this from both our fathers, and Billy the Fat Man, Eddie Daddy we bag up $200-300 every day to give away, man. Because I never was a guy. How you spend your whole check with me, and now you $3 short, and I'm gonna give you, I don't even know how people do that, man. But again, that's go back to used to be a community, because it ain't me just not taking a short. This is somebody who I know.
right,
I know his brother. I know her sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That relationship ain't worth $3.
right.
But somehow we've lost. We lost our way. So I think we need more community hustling. We definitely need more community policing and switch gears a little bit.
Getting back to Rodney Rice.
Right, Rodney
Yeah.
Rice.
So,
Lamont Upshaw.
right, yep, and the Gentry and all those guys, and I'm not speaking bad on them, but I'm speaking I was there, and from what that they did, I don't condone that type of shit, right?
So you were working when they got indicted, when the feds got
I was working, but at a point, see, I've been single my whole life, no wife, no kids. I used to put my dog in the car, my animal in the. Hey, look, but we used to go out there, and then when I used to meet with my informants, man, my sources like, hey, man, Rodney Rice. I said, what? I ain't really know him like that, though.
Brother Rome got a friend coming in. So go ahead. I'm sorry, you're saying Brother Rodney.
Yeah,
Rice.
Rodney Rice said, Rodney Rice said, hey, man, we went in there, was a high-profile raid and shit, and I had the news waiting, just in case we got something. And he's like, hey, man, y'all already been here. I said, what you mean we already been here? We in raid gear and all that. They said, man, Double R already left. I said, who the fuck is Double R? He said, Rodney Rice. I said, what did you take all the dope? He said, man, motherfucker took the dope and the money.
yeah. There you go. They want both. That crew then took both. They want everything. You giving up the bag and the bag.
Listen, I said, man, and I was just saying, hey, how could he have lived like that? I mean, because, the dope man for sure, he got connections. He or she may have connections, and they can reach people because of that money they get. But that's something that Rodney Rice had done. He's been doing that his whole life. And once you steal one time, you're gonna steal again. That's why I never really never had a sense of integrity, man. That's how strong.
All right. Yeah. So it was a slippery slope. I think those guys started, and I think when they started working hand in hand with the hustlers, via security.
What's this?
Yeah, and I think the money just got the best of them. And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to give them no out,
Right.
but I think
Right.
because I saw it go from a shakedown harassment thing to a business to a hustle.
That's what it was.
And then it was like, hold on, man, you worse than
But don't steal from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't steal from them, and you going to his spots and his and dope men do this all the time. I don't like CB and Eddie J over there. I don't like them motherfuckers. So look here, man. Let me give you they spots, and I might incorporate them to pay them to be an informant. But all along, they just want to take you out that.
Tear you down.
Yeah, and that's all the time. Now that type of shit, and they have misused me in a few senses like that too. But at the point, I had to come back and say, hey, look here, man. We can't do business like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Do business. I ain't trying to get nobody's money. I just want to take drugs and guns. Really, my thing was guns.
Get the guns off the
Get the
street.
guns, because at the dope house you find the rapists, you find the neighborhood the guy that breaking people's houses, the parole violations, the murders. You found everybody in that drug house. And that's a known fact.
That's a
when you
fact.
read it.
That's a fact.
That's why it's so violent in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So we ain't coming in there acting all nice.
No.
Hey man, look, we dance. Hey, look here. You get caught up in a drug raid, man. For sure.
It's an unpleasant.
Hey, man,
it's gonna be an
man.
unpleasant afternoon.
It's traumatizing, man. I'm telling you. I had to step back and say, God damn, it's like this. But I'm young down there, but I'm seasoned on the street.
Yeah,
but
when y'all hit that door, the games is.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and all that old talking, hey, man, I didn't seen them not, man. I said, damn, why you got to do to me like that? But it's just, they got to command that house until we safe.
Yeah.
That's why 6 people or 7 crews going in there individually, opposed to 2. We don't work patrol.
Yeah.
But Rodney, he had a bad name out there, and it filtered off to some things. And I can say this, Darwin Roche, he's my friend.
Okay.
With the whole thing about the setting up of the gun numbers, man.
Right.
Roche always been a straight-laced guy, but he got caught up, and it's peer pressure when you coming in on a job and you dealing with guys such as yourself. They seasons and stuff like that. We're very impressionable, no matter how hard you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even in my own career, some things that when I was a rookie, I'm like, this not right. But they say, look here, motherfucker, we didn't tell you to come on this gig. Either you gonna adhere to what the mission is, almost like training day. Going over there and sit at that desk.
Well, I mean, the feds took my money too. If it make you feel any better, DEA in Miami, yeah, they popped me. I was on my way out the country.
They took your money.
They just took the money. They just took it and told me, "Welcome to Miami Vice."
I can believe that too.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They were gentlemen. They were very professional about the whole endeavor.
I bet they were.
You keep this. We ain't caught you doing wrong, but we know you doing wrong.
When you say take it, you say take. Say confiscate.
Confiscate. It was $90,000. They gave me back $80,000.
Now did they? Oh, they did.
They caught me with $90,000, and they gave me back $80,000.
Words have
And told me that they was gonna take their wife on vacation and buy their girlfriend some nice stuff with my money.
Were they white?
You was okay with that, though, right?
I was very okay with
Right.
that. I was very, very okay with that. Because I was doing wrong. And the alternative was a money laundering case.
I don't blame you.
Which we'd have spent $90,000 on lawyers to try to explain where the $90,000 came from.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
That's DA.
everybody really, just people who get money and stuff like that, even the rappers and people glamorize you guys, man. I mean, I won't say you guys. I don't want to put it in that context, but, it's just that the people who getting money out there, man, is that got all the girls. They got all the attention. They got all the accolades and stuff. And it's still to this day, all the rappers, they want to look like drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? So, it kind of might sound a little cliche, but, the thing is that with law enforcement type of thing, you cannot be consumed by something that makes you come out your character to be able to do something to someone that's not right. And that's what it is. And it's a spiritual thing to this. This is why I stand here to this day, where I'm sitting down for sure. And for those that I love Kettle One, and that's my vodka. I'm feeling real good on Friday.
Might be a new vodka on the market real soon.
Oh, yeah. My homeboy, it's going to be Blazing Sevens, right?
We're going to do some networking.
That's right,
on.
that's stuff like that. Said so, but, but nevertheless, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I got a lot of respect.
Switch lanes real quick.
Go ahead.
When Demetrius had first gave Eddie that brick to start him off on French Road before we put the thing from Pakistan down. How you probably don't even remember, Ro. You was like, you heard Eddie got a whole one over there now. I said, what you talking about? He said something about his daddy friend meets Demetrius or somebody. I was like, that nigga Eddie ain't told me.
Eddie Jr.
But you have a Demetrius Holloway story.
Oh,
You.
yeah. About the
Brought to Broadway.
Oh, yeah. I was.
I mean, we've talked about it with a generous guy.
He was a great guy, man. Yeah. I was 15, man. I was down there. I had been down there at 11. My uncles had introduced me to Pepper Johnson and Pepper Martin. I'm sorry.
Shout out to the whole Broadway crew,
yeah,
City Slicker crew.
Wayne and all them guys, and George, and
Detroit
all that,
legends, all them.
Yeah, Mr. C and all them guys. But Andre. But anyway, they come down. They come down there. I came down there when I was 11. And I'm like, damn, I never seen Italian. And Pepper Martin, I thought he was well, he got a little air about himself.
Yeah. He got swag. Right.
I said, this motherfucker, where he from, France or something? He white boy, he Jew too. I said, man, but he had all the latest stuff. So I would I put my little $10. He's like, man, come on, man. I said, we did the shoes and stuff like that. I said, put $10. I think I had $5. But when I got to be 15, and that was the era, back then for sure, that it was vibrant.
This Detroit, we was a show.
This is 1984,
Gators.
85, right?
Oh,
yeah. So I'm 15.
We were show stopping.
I'm 15
we had
now.
24-hour hair salons. It was
right.
It was so much popping in Detroit.
Hey man,
hair shows.
What they call that shit that I never wore it.
Jerry curls.
Oh man,
the Jerry curls.
What's the boys right across the street? What's the boy across the street? The boy used to do the not the boy, but the man used to do the Jerry curls. Right across the street from the Broadway.
Who's that? Sean them?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean.
$1 billion. $1
billion. If he ain't make $10 million, he ain't make $1. Sean them was headline, bro. Oh yeah. Famous, isn't it?
That's right.
You do a whole story on Sean them.
I was down there and stuff like that, so I went down there and I had
players got their hair cut at Charles. Across the street.
Get a little wave, all this shit.
Go right to the Broadway and City Slicker.
Appreciate him for sure. Thank God for him. And I went down there and I had Frank Foldy lizards. They were like $250. Mm-hmm. And I had put them motherfuckers in the layaway for 3 years. And Demetrius Holloway he was there, and I said, Pepper, I got this thing I want to try to put on my layaway for $5, He said, well, damn, you had it in here for 3 years. I said, how much I owe? He said, man, you owe about $127. And I said, man, Pepper, I got this. He said, you can't just keep, And he said, hey, man, look here, little young dude. Here, man. He went on and gave me $200 to pay for the $127.
He didn't know you from Adam House Cat.
Then he gave me $100.
On the strip.
Hey, man.
Wow.
After that, he created a monster. I still owe them of a layaway to this day.
So I just got to catch DH down here again.
Right, man. I said, man, when that man, and it's shortly, untimely demise shortly after that, man.
Yeah, 90. Yeah. So yeah, he was helping us out a lot on French Road right
for
then,
sure.
and just a good guy. And again,
So
should have left the town, but another day, unfortunate the tragedies of the street.
Yeah, right. They can learn a lot. I'm talking about the whole country, man. They can learn a lot from Detroit, man. It's a dynamic city. If you can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere. You know it.
No.
Yeah.
And especially from our day, I'd say from 1970 to 2000, Detroit was world-class hustlers, and it may not have been a better place to be a black man.
Frank Lucas know it, because I know that your folks went up there and they said, who this sharp guy? Hey, I ain't trying to be funny now.
Yeah, I mean, that same ebony that had Frank Lucas in the chinchilla, that's that picture
right there.
It was in ebony, so no. I mean, I've been around the same situation. I've been all around the world, and when you say it's hard for people to imagine now because we have fallen off a little bit. But back in the day when you would say you from Detroit, you were saying something.
It meant something.
Right.
Yeah, it meant something. You were saying
Outside of watch your purse, man.
yeah. I mean, it meant you ain't gonna tell me nothing about this hustle thing we don't already know.
Yeah.
Right?
They hustle harder though.
Yeah.
Here for sure. I know from the police aspect of when they sent me other cities and states to train, they got mad respect for us, man. You know. And this is not a city, man, really, and I'm not trying to promote nothing negative, but it is a different type of dynamic here, as we do know it. And
these guys aren't pretending here, and they ain't never been pretending.
No,
here.
right.
Yeah.
You don't want to be. No,
I hate to say it, the rest of the country done caught up to how Detroit's been for a long time. They never were pretending here.
Right.
As the kids say, it can happen. You grew up in this town, you already know.
It can go down.
It can happen.
Oh, it can go down for sure,
In a
man,
heartbeat.
for sure. You know,
And it almost brings some order to it because, like, you don't bother people for no reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
In this town, you bother the wrong person.
Yeah, the bullies and all that type of stuff all over this country, man. Come on, this is just a little dynamics.
Yeah, you don't want to come. You don't want to come here with that.
No, right. So I mean, everybody know it. They
Everybody
know.
know.
They already know, man.
Everybody know.
So we just kicking the bobos about the real life things and stuff like that. But we have to continue to love each other, man, all over this earth. You know.
And I want to say this before we leave, man. It's guys like you and your kind of police that people need to, the police be getting such a bad name. I was one of those people when people was like defund the police. I was like, that got to be the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, well, you don't got no businesses here in the city. We right here on the block on West 7 Mile. What are you talking about? We need less police.
Right.
We need more good police.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get back to the 70s.
We need to
Junior.
get back to that.
The PAL League. Remember how big
come
that was,
on,
man? Come on.
Oh man.
West Side Cubs, East Side Raiders, man.
man,
Come on.
come
That's
on.
what I'm saying. We gotta get crunked.
Oh, man.
We gotta get back where
The basics.
where the police are a part of the
That's right.
neighborhood and not as an enemy. Because I know growing up in Northwest Detroit, we wasn't scared of police. The police being around was a stabilizing
That's
thing,
all.
man.
Yeah.
And they knew. You all knew them, and they knew you.
Man, you
Say, CB, come on, man. What's up, man?
Coleman
Oh,
Young
man,
Air.
come on.
Mike Duggan, hey, look here. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm not trying to throw you underneath the bus, homeboy. But Mike, you for sure. It starts with you, man. You the mayor. You happen to be a white man for sure. Ain't from here. I'll help you get in office. You know who I am. Hey, you got to step up, man. You got to do better. And hey, James White, I don't know you like that, but you know me. So the point is this. James, get on out from that desk. Come on out here. Let people see you at the liquor store. Let them know your chief. We need to know the mayor. We need to know our chief. We need to know our city council. Because you're regular people.
I was gonna say, man, I would go down to the Miller reunion or the Brewster reunion for years with Pops, and Coleman Young be right there.
Right there.
With his Crown Royal pig feet,
Yep.
with the fellas.
He love that dark liquor,
Oh,
didn't
love that dark liquor, and he be right
saying
there with the
something.
crew. With the crew.
Catch him on Dexter and Tuxedo. Amherst.
That's right. Be down there, too.
Open.
And he knew what everybody was doing.
Yep.
But that wasn't it. They respected him. He respected them. As he say, don't be doing that. Y'all gonna get y'all money, but y'all can't do all that killing and crazy.
Yeah, don't get that kill. Hey,
Can't do
come
all
on.
that now. If you can find out a way to get your money and not cause me no trouble,
Yeah.
that's your business.
That's right. That's your business, right? So.
But like you say, he was accessible to the people, and that leads respect from the people when they can see you as a part of them.
I like to see my mayor at a convenience store, at a grocery market. I would like to see the police chief.
That's right.
Seriously, I mean, I would like to
Amongst
see
the
it. Right? What y'all think?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regular people in the lottery line
You
and
gotta understand, we don't even see the regular police who patrol.
That's what
They
I
don't
said.
even come to the hood no more. They only come when it's time to harass you.
yeah, that's right.
And
But
with
they
the
ride
police,
past, you don't introduce themselves, they don't try to interact with the citizen. So back when Coleman, the big four, they respected us, we respected them.
That we see him
You
all.
know what I'm saying? They get out, you knew who they was, they knew who you was. There was never no problems.
Never no problem.
No violence.
don't when I come back by this corner.
Better not be
Gotta
here.
be gone.
Right, you know not to be here. Yeah, we got you already know. All right, well, I got to worry about it.
Yeah.
We won't be here when you get back.
Ain't none of that no more.
Nah.
No engagement stuff like
It's
that.
just not, no offense to y'all, you know, it's just not no good police no more. We need good police.
We need some good
They need the
police.
police, not
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? They
Not just a job.
they ain't even a job no more. They hustlers. They worse than the drug dealers because they only joining the force to hustle.
I mean, look
They
at
robbing
Memphis.
us. They mistreating us. They ain't
Yo, that
trying to help.
situation.
Yeah, Memphis, the Scorpion situation.
I just, I mean, I've been in situations like, just like, you know, like that on like gang squad and narcotics and stuff like that, and even as a regular patrolman, man, I cannot understand what would promote them to go to that length like that unless it was some personal shit. It had to be something personal to do that to a human being, which hadn't caused a threat. It's a, not saying a routine. Was it a routine traffic stop? I don't know what the young man did, but I heard he was driving a car, and for it to escalate as a traffic
Or traffic stop.
to escalate to you killing him. Fag, I mean, come on, you might as well just shoot him and say he
Right.
had a gesture move to try to.
Right.
Why you beat him? I just don't understand. I don't understand. And only thing I can say from not from a perspective of a police officer, a former police officer, retiree, but just being a man and person. Somebody knew him.
There had to be something.
Yeah.
There had to be a backstory there.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Had to be, for sure. You know. And that's wrong. God don't want that.
No, that was a tough one. And unfortunately, it's bad cops like that make you forget about good cops like you.
Like you.
I never put my hands on people like that, man. Never. Because I catch you halfway wrong. It's in our innate existence. We human beings with the virtue of God, godliness in us.
Right.
Right? So, you know, we cry, we mourn. So if you've done something wrong, CB, if I've done something wrong, Dice, if you've done something wrong, the humility in us will say, hey man, I was wrong. Seriously. Especially when you get caught up and you in front of a judge, stuff like that, and they have to dictate where your life gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that situation right there, man. It's some personal shit. And I know cops, we have a subculture that's a little bit different than from the average civilian. Because civilians, they don't live by a creed. We do. We don't leave each other hanging. If you messed up, your wife is messed up, or whatever, we gonna help you.
Yeah.
And money, you ain't gotta worry about that. We'll pay your whole house note for 2 or 3 years we have to. Fundraisers, of course.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But you know, we don't leave people hanging like that. So I do.
I always donate to every charity. Police
That's right.
come by.
Good move.
Police come
Good
by.
move.
Hey, Gordon Jr., you know we got. Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
good to have us just.
Yeah.
you know,
I'll make sure I
That-
contribute
that-
to all
that-
affairs.
That's right, you know what I'm saying? But the Memphis situation, we have a young man, life is just gone outside of the police family,
Yeah.
been gone too. And I tell you, if they can't come up with something that's justifiable with that, they need to go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one, man. Well, I want to say, man, thank you for coming to the show.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you for your
man.
years of service as a Detroiter, a native
Absolutely.
Detroiter. Thank
Still
you
here,
for,
man. We still doing it, man.
for your
sure.
years of service to this city.
Absolutely, man.
We really do need more of your kind, people who cut from your cloth back in law enforcement.
Absolutely.
For real.
We'll come out.
Because it'd be a different world, man. If there was
Facts.
200, 300 more of you right now out on the streets. Because see, you're a guy that these young cats can respect, man.
relate to them.
They can relate to them, you know what I'm saying? And when you say something to them, they might actually, one of these knuckleheads be like, oh, G actually trying to pull my coat.
Absolutely.
He ain't trying really to jam me up, and the only reason he jammed me up is because I'm a knucklehead, and he been telling me. But
Support.
so again, thank you for your years of support,
appreciate
man.
you, man.
Thank you for coming by the
Thank
show.
God for y'all.
We're gonna get together with your man on that vodka business.
The Blazing Sevens,
Blazing
everybody.
Sevens is about to be going down, you know. That's what we do. So it's your man. You got on the extended lunch break. Al Prophet.
Don't forget your-
Whoa, yeah. Al Prophet, American Dope over there. We're gonna be in Cali next month, man.
Yeah.
Say less.
All right.
I got the new spot on Pacific Coast Highway,
Okay.
side of Sinister Monopoly.
All right.
I got, the
We go
desert, I got the desert estate a mile from the Kardashians.
Oh,
And I got the downtown. And I got the Porsche and I got the 64.
it's going down, American Dope. I knew him when he was broke, y'all. Before he started getting all this money, I knew him when he was broke. I did. Before he was getting all this money. Before they knew his name at the airport and all that shit. No, Al's done a fabulous job, and what he's done with American Dope is just awesome. So yeah, we got, as always, we got a Big Boss Filmworks, American
And you
Dope
guys got
collabo.
lots of products.
Oh yeah, so you know, YouTube. Make sure you guys are hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. You can check out the same
my
content.
voice is gone.
You know, too many interviews. I told you you're getting too much money, man. That's all, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Counting money with my voice because I ain't got enough hands.
Make sure you guys are hitting that like, share, subscribe button. Yeah, you got on Amazon Prime, directed by and co-executive producer, other producer there, Motown Mafia, the story of Eddie Jackson and Courtney Brown, available on Tubi TV and Amazon
Don't
Prime.
forget to YouTube Big Boss Filmworks.
That's right.
YouTube, Big Boss Filmworks, and of course American Dope.
And we are live on Facebook right now, so hit us a like.
We started a preliminary talk, Motown Mafia, the documentary, part 2. We got to make that happen.
With that money, with that bag.
With a bag at it, and all of that. So it's going down, family. Thanks to everybody out there. Anything else when you headed back to Cali?
Going to Houston
You leaving the D? You headed to Houston?
on Sunday morning. And then I'll be in California. That's where we have a certain.
California. All right.
I'll be there Monday.
That's my man. That's my guy. I ain't mad at him. All right, it's your people. American Dope, Al Prophet, Big Boss Filmworks, Courtney and Lou, doing what we do. I'll let you, man. Peace.
Peace.
It was just time to really tell a great untold Detroit story because it kind of covers Detroit at its zenith.
Very interesting story.
We decided that we were going to make a movie.
All right, Rich Rossi with you with Motown Mafia. I'm with Courtney
Lewis Stevens.
Courtney Brown.
Courtney Brown Jr.
And Alan Al Prophet Bradley.
And this is an entrepreneurial, inspirational story too, because again, you know, I'm a real estate retail guy. You know, that's what my skill set is. But I'm a businessman, so I was like, you know, we're gonna do it. You know, sometimes when you got a dream, you won't have all the answers on how you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
What made this one unique was not so much the crime, but the intertwining with Detroit's history and the Motown era and kind of the economic decline of Detroit. And it's really the story of a family. And from some perspectives, it's has a happy ending, like you said. For others, it didn't have a happy ending.
Right.